guys, Katie here. Last week you saw the most amazing, positive, beautiful portion of this entire experience when I found out I was pregnant and when I was able to tell my husband. But today it is going to be the real, raw, awful, terrible side of this entire process, and that was finding out I was having a miscarriage, finding out I was having an ectopic pregnancy, and losing my fallopian tube. I'm still in it, which is why I look like this. I'm not setting up my tripod, putting on makeup, getting my ring light out, because that's just not the reality of what I'm living through right now. And the more real and raw I can be so that anyone who goes through anything like this can relate to me. I'm not going to pretend that everything's okay yet, because it's very much not. So I'll throw in a little bit of finding out I was pregnant, because it kind of starts the story, because I thought I had had my period, and then we'll go into what happened the days and week following finding out that I was pregnant. So enjoy the ride. It's a roller coaster, to say the least. Oh, come here. Where is it? Look at the shirt. So the confusion, it comes from, I thought I had my period.
Oh, that was a joke, a really bad one.
I bled for like 3 days, and I mean, it was light, but I'm
like 5 days.
on Clomid, so I didn't know. I didn't know what a Clomid period was, and oh my God.
I'm gonna be a daddy. She's gonna be a mama.
He thought I was joking.
Yeah, I was like, so you just had your period, you just got done.
We thought we were trying now.
We tried last night.
And this morning.
Yeah. Because I was like, why are you...
I thought I was super ovulating. Like,
I was shirtless because I have a shirt coming in the mail. And
he had a shirt that was supposed to be here in general, so when it came, I was like, oh, this is perfect because I've had this for so long. I have one too. Here's the one that we made.
Why don't you have your shirt on?
Because I have a dress on. And I didn't want... You couldn't see it because you would have known.
Man. We gonna have a baby.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So it's the next day, and this morning I had like cramps and I was spotting. So I'm at the emergency room, and so far we just did an ultrasound, and they don't see anything in there anymore. So we're waiting for the blood work now. And I'm by myself. So we'll see what the blood work says. Okay, so we're home. I've calmed down, and I need to update you on how the rest of the hospital visit went. And I'm uploading this either way, no matter how this turns out. So the tech had said to me that there was nothing in there. So that's what you just saw, was me crying. And then the doctor came in and I was crying. And I told them that the tech said they didn't see anything. And they were like, well, they shouldn't have said that to you because that's not true. I see a baby. It's just measuring 4 weeks and 5 days. So we did my blood draw. My HCG level is 421. So I've taken 3 more pregnancy tests today. And I'm logging them. If you've used the app Pre-Mom, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't and you're trying, I highly suggest it. It is a lifesaver. So I'm logging my pregnancy tests in the LH section, because they give you a number based on if your line is dark, getting darker, getting lighter. I can see a number either go up or down. So I've taken 3 more pregnancy tests today, and each one has gone higher and darker, which is a good sign, because if the number starts going down, means my hormones are decreasing, and that would mean there is no baby in there. So I have more hope. I'm going back on Monday to do more blood work, and the doctor said that my number should be around 800 if there is still a baby in there, and if the number is lower, then that means I am miscarrying. I haven't had any more bleeding yet, which is a good sign. So I don't know, maybe I'll come back if I do another blood or another P test tomorrow and see if the number's gone up. And then we'll find out on Monday if there's still a baby in there. Hi. It's the next day, and my hope is dwindling. I've taken a few more tests today, and they're going down. I've also had the worst cramps all day. And I'm terrified. Most of me thinks that it's a miscarriage, but we'll find out tomorrow. But my strips are definitely getting lighter. And I just have been in so much pain all day. My back's been hurting and my cramps have just been really bad. So, yeah, I'm waking up first thing in the morning and going back to the emergency room. I was going to go to my doctor's and just call my doctor's office, but I know that they won't have an immediate result for me like the hospital does. So it is worth the emergency room bill for me to have an answer as soon as possible. So I plan on being back to the emergency room around 7 tomorrow morning. And knowing either way. So I'm starting to think that I implanted very late. I think I implanted around day 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, but on the much later end of possibilities. And I was reading that the later you implant, the more likely you are to miscarry. And so anything after 12 days, it said you are 82%. Your chances of miscarriage are 82%. So my stomach doesn't feel good. I feel nauseous, but I think I think that's just because I'm worked up and I'm really tired. So I don't know, it's like almost 9 o'clock and I'm going to bed so that I can wake up and get the fucking answer, because I can't take this anymore. The amount of Googling and strips I've peed with is insane. So I will see you tomorrow at the hospital, either way. Okay, so I'm back at the hospital. They just took my blood. We're gonna do another sonogram. My pregnancy tests this morning were lighter, so I feel like 90% sure I'm having a miscarriage, but I will know soon. So they tested my HCG and it came back at like 241 or 230 something, which is half of what it was 2 days ago. And it was supposed to do the opposite. It was supposed to double. So, no baby. Today's my 30th birthday. I don't know if I said that. Guys, this story continues. This YouTube video is going to be a serious roller coaster. So, the pain is in my right side, and it really isn't in my left side at all. It's like only my right side, which then has them concerned about an ectopic pregnancy where it impregnates in your fallopian tube. And on the ultrasound sonogram thing, they see something over there. So now I'm headed into surgery so that they can put a camera in my stomach and see what's going on. I had to give them permission to remove a ovary or fallopian tube if they have to. Pray to God they don't. But yeah, so that's in a few hours. There's no clocks around here. And I will know more when I wake up. So, well, in an insane turn of events, I am now down to 1 fallopian tube. I was having an ectopic pregnancy and internal bleeding, and they had to remove my tube. I'm also on a lot of pain pills right now. So they're keeping me overnight, and I just pray that I can still get pregnant. So it's the next morning. I slept like crap because, you know, they have to come in every 4 seconds and check something. I had to get more blood work at 4 in the morning. So now I'm just waiting for the doctor to come and talk to me, tell me more about what happened. Alex said that they told him that they saw some issues with my left fallopian tube. So in 2 weeks, they want to come back and do some tests where they put some dye through it and make sure that things can get through. And if they can't, there goes all opportunity of ever getting pregnant by myself, which is the most insane thing ever. Okay, so it's the next day and I just woke up from a nap. And I wanted to tell you what the doctor said and like the final kind of findings from this entire insanity. So the doctor came back in yesterday and she said that my baby looks like it was 8 weeks along. It had completely protruded through the tube, so there was no saving my tube and I was bleeding internally. So if I was 8 weeks along, then it would have been 2 cycles ago that I got pregnant. And the crazy thing is, I was like, well, then how did I have my period twice? Like, I don't understand. And she was like, well, it was in your fallopian tube, so your uterus didn't know that you were pregnant. So that's why you were still having a period. And that's why I was still getting negative pregnancy tests, because my body, the baby didn't make it to the right place. So my body didn't know that it was pregnant. That's why I had no symptoms. Until like towards the very end when I finally found out. So that kind of was harder for me because at 8 weeks in a blood test, you can find out if it's a girl or a boy. It's got a heart, it's got little arms. And not that a 5-week miscarriage is any better, but like it was a baby. And if it just come 2 inches lower, it would have been in my uterus and it would be in there right now, healthy and happy and growing. So I think I decided that I'm going to do this entire experience as its own separate video, because I want to post when I found out I was pregnant and telling Alec that I was pregnant, because that was still such a happy moment, and this ending of the story doesn't take away how fantastic that day was and telling him I was pregnant. To me, those happy moments still count. Alec and I are definitely handling it differently. I guess maybe I'll talk about that for a minute because I think that that's really important. Also, let me just show you. So I've got 2 of these and I'm very swollen and sore. But so Alec is angry, and I think that is an easier way to feel than to be sad. He's angry that the baby almost killed me. He's angry that it didn't go to the right place. He's not sad to lose the baby. He says it was a bad baby. Obviously, he doesn't mean it. I think that I didn't have the fear of losing me. I only feared losing the baby. Alec had to lose both. I mean, he didn't have to lose me, but he had to lose the baby, and then he had to be afraid of losing me too when we found out that I was bleeding internally and, you know, it got pretty bad. So that took away the love for the thing that almost killed me. I hope that that makes sense, because it makes sense to me, and I'm not mad at him for the way he feels. He didn't want me to take home the picture because I did get a picture of the sac kind of exploding out of my fallopian tube, and I wanted to keep it, and he was like, why would you want to keep it? It almost killed you. That it's like, it's evil. You shouldn't want that. So we're definitely like feeling very differently about it. I'm still crying of sadness. He's more yelling at God and angry. And I totally get that. And I don't blame him for how he feels. And it doesn't upset me that we feel differently, because the experience was two completely different things for us both. He couldn't even come to the hospital with me. I had to find out that I was having a miscarriage alone. That made him angry. So this whole thing is just making him angry. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess that's how I'll end this. If you've ever gone through this, if you are going through it right now, or if, God forbid, you go through it in the future, I hope that you can maybe remember this video, come back to it, and just totally know that you're not alone. And the good news is the doctor said that I can get pregnant. That's fantastic news. And being down a fallopian tube doesn't lower your chances of being able to get pregnant that much. My stepmom actually had this exact same thing happen to her. Ectopic pregnancy, blew open the tube, had to get wheeled in. She couldn't even walk into the emergency room. She was that late in the process. Luckily, I went in sooner, and so I didn't get that bad. But she had 3 healthy babies after that. So all hope is not lost. And another thing that is a light in this is that I'm going to be so heavily monitored now, next time I'm pregnant, that I don't think that this could ever happen again to this extreme. I think it would be caught much sooner. And yeah. So good luck to everyone out there trying to make a little baby. My heart is with you. Obviously, I've always felt for anyone who's ever had a miscarriage, but once you're in it, it's just a whole new ball game. And I just really, really wanted to walk you through this entire 72 hours, because I know that for me, I've been looking up videos trying to find things like this, and it's helped to see other people go through the same situation. And I hope next time I'm making a video like this is to tell you that I'm 12 weeks pregnant and I've got a super healthy baby inside my belly. So I hope that this brings someone some ease or just education. So until next time.